powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no curse. Authors and dragons. Authors and dragons. Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? The odds do not look good. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons!
Oh, that was lovely. All right, let's make everything less wholesome now.
Now we're playing Authors and Dragons.
Yep.
Hi there, welcome to Dream Wankers, the one shot I will be performing. I'm Steve Wetherell. This is the first time I've ever DM'd a game. Joining me as players today are Drew Hayes.
Hello, hello. I will be playing Gordon Skinflint.
Joseph Brassey.
I will be playing Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian.
Robert Bevan.
Hello, friends. I will be playing Klaus Richter, the notorious ROG.
And John G. Hartness.
And returning champion. Last on the charts, but first in your hearts, Fandingo the Fantastical.
Okay, so, because this is my first time DMing a game, we begin our adventure in a tavern.
If I have to go to the cellar and fight rats, I'm leaving.
Oh shit, well there goes the first act. It's a tavern of a well-reputed tavern in a well-reputed town. It is Lady Appleby's House of Meat. You are here to see a Professor Goosewaddle. He's famous in the wizarding scene. He's known to be a fair dealer with some odd side quests and deep pockets. So, as you enter the bar, you see an academic-looking gnome. He kind of looks stoned in this picture, but I don't have many gnome pictures. This will have to do. He beckons you over.
Oh, we have.
You're not you're not sharing.
Oh no!
Welcome to Authors and Dragons. See, we really do these live shows once a year so y'all realize why you don't want the fucking outfit.
Yeah. Hey, this is just Steve bringing a little bit of Brodeo to A&D.
Yeah. There we go. Yes. All right. Technical difficulties and awkward silences. This is what it's all about, guys.
This end of the table doesn't really even know what's going on.
Well, I deliberately made it so none of us know what's going on, so it's more fun for everyone. Okay, Professor Goosewaddle. Again, looking slightly stoned and contemptuous. He beckons you over. Says, you guys must be the adventurers that answered my ad. How do you do?
Good day, sir.
I am lugubrious.
Oh, an excellent word. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's get past the pointless introductions. It doesn't really matter who you are or who I am.
I'm
well,
sad now.
It matters who I am.
Are you the guy with the money?
That's good. No names means no background checks.
Yes, I am the man with the money, and
That's all I need.
excellent. That is exactly the attitude I'm looking for today. We will be taking a rather unusual journey. You may have heard of the astral planes and the planes of the mind, but have you heard of the planes of inspiration?
I'm a fucking bard. Inspiration is what I do.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'll take that as a no.
He definitely hasn't.
That's fair.
What was that about the ass planes?
That's a different adventure, friend. To put it in simple terms, which I'm sure you people will appreciate, I've learned how to traverse dreams. And we will be taking a trip. You needn't worry too much about the fundamentals. Have you ever seen the movie Inception? Oh, no, you wouldn't have. You don't have movies in this reality. It's a shame. Leonardo DiCaprio explains this far better than I can. He's a very charismatic man. Well, anyway, I will just need you to do whatever it is you people do. Just deal with the unpleasantness and let me do my thing. Our target is that man over there. And he points to a man who's kind of, he's like tall, he's bald. He looks like he may have pissed himself. He is sort of unconscious on a table surrounded by empty tankards.
Am I an NPC?
I will leave people to draw their own conclusions about it. So that's our target there. We will be traversing the subconscious of this man. Now, things may go wrong. So I will need you to, what's the word? Be human shields.
I mean, that is why we keep Bjorg around. But, all right, I got a question. If the target is right over there, can I just throw a fireball on him and we can get paid?
No, I want to do the opposite of incinerating him.
You want us to douse him in water?
I think he wants us to freeze him.
He looks like he may have already doused himself in
I
water.
guess we'd have to fill him up with water from the inside with a hose until he exploded. No, we can do this. We can do this scheme.
That's called an enema.
I bet he'll wake up if,
It's an
Klaus
endema.
pisses on him.
That's what I was thinking.
We will be filling him up from the inside, but
my.
not in a sexual way.
Salty Bastards is until Sunday, Steve.
Reporting for duty.
I think this is the part where Klaus normally starts taking his pants off.
Okay, well, before we get that, where we're going, we don't need pants.
Oh, boy. I thought when he said, I need you to do what you people do to Klaus, he was, ignorant of what he was saying. But the more he talks, the more it feels like, no, he did hire this intentionally.
It
So,
appears you have the right man, which is rare for us.
We
excellent.
are the Ocean's 11 for this job.
He brings out a device. It's too fantastical to describe, so I won't even try.
Trademark infringement.
That's fucking trademarked.
And he goes, well, first of all, we need to be in the right plane of reality. And he hits a button, and the tavern changes around you. It's still roughly the same shape, but where there were half-elves and gnomes, now there are just humans. And they're all kind of
Ew.
dressed funny. And but the man that the gnome was pointing out is still there. His clothes are different, but he's still definitely pissed in them, and he's still definitely unconscious at a table. And some what looked like serving wenches of another world walk past you and kind of go, are these guys cosplayers? They have fucking terrible cosplays. Is that guy supposed to be a rogue? He looks like a meth head.
She recognized I was supposed to be a rogue.
And apparently she knows whatever a meth head is. She from the Pacific Northwest?
Again, I will leave this to the conclusions of the audience. So the professor's fiddling with the machine. So we're now in the right plane of physical reality. It's time to enter the realm of imagination. Now, before we enter the realm of imagination, that was imaginative. Well done. That was dramatic. There is a mechanic for this game. Not many, but while you are in the realms of inspiration, you will be able to, on your turn, roll an imagination dice, which is a d20, which means you can use your powers of imagination to conjure something that may help you or may amusingly not help. So the professor explains, where we're going is a mental plane. You will still be you, but the rules are kind of written in the realm of this drunken man.
Oh, no.
Now, I'd advise that we don't be too conspicuous and don't try to change things too much, because the mind has an order, even this one, and it will kind of... You haven't seen Inception, have you? No. It does have its own self-defense mechanisms. I don't know what they will be, but that's what I'm paying you for. Is everybody ready to enter the realm of imagination?
Can I throw fireballs at the bald guy when we get to the realm of imagination?
Sure, go nuts.
All right, cool.
I'm ready to enter the bald guy.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to watch him enter the bald guy.
Yeah, I'd like to get out of here before that happens.
Is Gunther anywhere around? Because because the last time I changed planes, it was his damn fault.
Well, you won't need him for this head trip. Okay. So he presses another button on the indescribably describable machine. And you find yourself in an unfamiliar land. It's strange. It seems to be like desolate concrete with all these metal chariots, but you can't see any horses, and they all look kind of abandoned. And in the distance is what seems to be an eatery of some kind with a rather suspect-looking chicken on it. I don't actually know why this chicken looks like balls, but I thought it was ideal.
Did you sort through like a bunch of chicken huts and pick the worst one?
Yes. And you notice that closest to you, one of the metal chariots, higher than the others, has the word "free candy" painted on it. Now the professor's kind of fiddling with his machine. It's like, I need to get to the correct level of the subconscious, but this has to be sort of a slow process while I find out what the entry point is. So, now that we are in the game, would everybody like to roll initiative, please?
Woo!
Oops. What we got?
11. For Bjork.
All right. Klaus rolls a 22.
Nice.
Fendingo rolls an 11.
Gordon Skinflint rolls a gentleman's 6.
Okay. All right, Klaus. You have the initiative. What would you like to do?
All right. Last time Klaus saw a van like that, he got molested. Klaus would like to enter the van.
God damn it!
All right, now we've hit the Authors and Dragons trifecta. We've had technical difficulties. We were late to start, and Bob made Joe say, "God damn it."
Okay, well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, really. Klaus, you wander over to the obvious trap. Open the door. You just about see
Finding traps is my job.
He's not wrong.
You just about open the door. You see a box that says definitely free candy, not scorpions. But just as you do, a tentacle reaches out the van, pulls you inside. You are grappled. You can roll to escape that on your next turn. In the meantime, you're taking 1d4 acid damage as you are digested by what is clearly a mimic.
So I'm not into it.
Whether or not you're into it, it's kind of choking you. I don't know if that's.
I got a turn to figure this out.
So straight into the action, guys. And I guess next is Joe.
Bjork will walk over to the van and say, "God damn it!" and then try to pull Klaus out.
Okay. A bold choice to wrestle the mimic.
I wrestle everything.
Okay.
That's a horrifying mimic.
It really is.
I'm pretty sure I dated her in high school. Or she might be
Reminds
my
me of
kid.
something I saw in the sweat lodge once.
Because the mimic is already sprung its trap, that will go last in initiative. So you can offer me a strength check for pulling off Klaus.
Well,
That is that's an 8.
You sort of pulling him out of the door, but he's still got a very firm grip on
Does he get any penalties if I resist?
This is Bjork we're talking about, so I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt, even with a low roll.
Yeah, that's a no.
Stop liking this, Klaus! It's not healthy for you.
Whatever you're doing with your hands isn't helping you stick to the mimic even more. The mimic's got that covered. It's lovingly
I've
choking
got
you.
something that'll help me stick to it.
Oh no.
now we've hit the A&D trifecta.
How can you be? I put time and effort into making the most awful thing, and here you are just surpassing me at everything. Okay, so no, Klaus is still very much being gooed on by this thing. John, your turn.
Alrighty. Why am I even looking at shit? I have one thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Bjorg.
Yes.
Duck.
Don't think I can.
Well,
I know.
fireball. That's a dexterity spell save, DC 15.
Oh, goody. 17.
All right, do I roll a save?
Yeah, you probably should.
14.
Okay, well, the good news is the mimic is not very agile. Barely knows how many
The
legs
size
it
of a
has.
goddamn van.
Was that a DC 15, did you say?
Yeah, for the mimic, yes. It
Okay.
was a DC 15.
So bad news for you, Klaus. The mimic takes a hit. How much damage is that, John?
33.
33. Takes quite a big hit. It shrieks. It is burned and in pain enough to let go of Klaus. Bjorg, you kind of schlop back with a wet Klaus.
That's nothing new.
And 16 points of damage.
Yeah.
Ow.
And you're both slightly on fire. So,
Are there any questionable
well done.
puddles nearby?
well, there is now. I don't know if you want to roll around in it, but
No.
Damn it, Fandango, I was in the middle of something.
okay. Gordon,
Yeah, an esophagus.
Gordon Skinflint, your turn.
All right. Well, now that Fandango has softened it up, Gordon Skinflint has been inspired since we stopped at that first dimensional shift. So he's going to roll an imagination die to raise his hand and scream, "Come forth, I summon you, my Applebees!"
I wish I could just give you that one, but you got to roll a d20, man.
Oh, I nat one.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well, according to the chart, your penis grows to the size of a pig. It has a face on it that talks to you. All movement-related saves and melee attacks are taking a disadvantage. You get to choose what kind of face the penis has.
Exuberant.
Exuberant.
I
the
guess
penis-
this means he's going to go pork someone.
How long before I can cast Fireball again? Wow.
Does it just rip its way out of his pants?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
sure do, buddy. You said it could talk, right? All right.
Oh my god. Okay.
Salutations.
That's definitely how it talks. Excellent. Wonderful. You know, there are genuinely some really cool things on this, but no.
That wasn't one of them.
Well, I beg to differ.
You don't have to beg, little buddy. You can just ask nice.
Oh,
Nothing little about that buddy.
we should have put a little hat on it or something.
Knight's
I'm
young.
not touching that.
What do you think he's going to imagine next round?
Okay, it's a mimic's turn. He gets 2 tentacle attacks. He will roll 4 at Bjorg and Klaus. See that? Close. Does a 20 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Okay. Yeah, does a 14 hit for you?
14? No.
Oh, all right. Well, the good news, Bjorg, Klaus is safe.
Not sure that's good news.
You are not, but you do get to roll a saving throw, I believe, to not be grappled. So
That's a 7.
you are grappled, sir, and you will take 8 damage.
I don't want this kind of hug.
I feel like I've been rejected, and it's all Fandango's fault.
Well, the mimic it looks really damaged. It's not really van-shaped anymore. It's kind of just a mess. Parts of it are singed. It's still screaming. It's very annoyed. And with that, whose turn is it now? Klaus.
I thought we had something, Van.
Yeah, that's me.
I don't, man. He turned me down. He's sucking on Bjork now. The only thing that can get me out of this is my imagination. I'm gonna roll a die. 19.
19. Oh, excellent. Okay. You didn't know what a rocket launcher was, but now you do. Not only do you have a massive rocket launcher, but you just have the intuition to know exactly how you can fuck shit up with this. So every round, you can use your attack to launch 4 fireball spells at a single or multiple targets.
Nice to know you, everyone.
Just remember, don't kill the healer.
You took my mimic away.
But you can now have Gordon's pig penis.
Okay, so we'll have to see exactly how you fucked that up on the next round. Joe, your turn.
I'm going to roll an imagination dice to get out of this. That's a 13.
13. Come on, yeah. 13. You're suddenly wearing cargo shorts and a Critical Failures t-shirt. You've never felt so comfortable. You add 1 to your AC and 10 to your movement.
You will be spared.
I look at the mimic and I go, you don't want to grab something this frat brewery, right?
Okay, and you take 1 point of acid damage for that turn.
Ow.
Joe, John, your turn.
I'm actually just going to throw a firebolt at the thing. Not a fireball this time, Bjork. Just a firebolt.
I mean, I'm durable.
That's a 10. So I guess I miss.
You do miss, yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to glare at the former van disapprovingly.
It has about 7 eyes. You don't know where to glare. It might be glaring back at you. Some of them are making kind of goo-goo eyes at Klaus, but...
You had your chance, Van.
Gordon Skinflint, and your massive, friendly penis. What have you got for us?
What do you think, buddy? Team work. All right.
I don't like this.
Does that give him an extra attack per round?
Well, as a part monk, I already get an extra unarmed attack per round.
Oh, and if you spend a key point, you can use Flurry of Blows.
Yep. So, I'm going to do a unarmed strike, and then use the extra one, and I'll go ahead and burn a key point to do Flurry of Blows to add 2 more, so...
Okey-doke.
It's a Mobius strip of dick.
It is. Just going to do this thing.
That's seriously flogging the molly.
First hit is 22.
Definitely hits.
Yeah. Second one is natural 20.
Yeah, hits.
Damn.
Dick of Doom.
Third one is 18.
18 hits.
All right.
Roll damage.
7 and 6. Holy crap.
19.
Well,
About as good as I was going to do on that.
this thing has had the worst death in possibly our history. Gordon just kind of immediately embraces his new friend. It's like caber tossing, I guess.
The Scots wish.
Yeah, he just rains down on this thing with an ultimate meat combo, and it is dead. It has exploded into a pile of goo and horrified eyes. And as it dies, you hear very distantly something that sounds like, "Oh my, oh my!" And Professor Goosewaddle looks up and goes, "Oh, I think we've been discovered. We should probably move along. Yes, move along rather quickly. Into this chicken hut building, please." Do you follow him in, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to get as far away from that pile of stuff as possible.
I'm trying
Sounds
to
good.
I'm just trying
Yeah, that
to
thing's
decide
weird.
whether we're sending Gordon in first
Yeah.
or last.
Well, roll a perception, guys.
Uh-oh.
It's 15.
14.
19.
Okay, it's not a high one. You can sort of see something on the horizon. It looks like kind of a wall of flabby red. And you hear, "Oh my, getting louder and louder.
I don't like this.
Professor Goosewaddle says, this is the subconscious self-defense. Think of it as like antibodies, but much, much worse. Come along." And he ducks into the chicken restaurant rather sharpish.
I will follow him.
Same.
Okay, you enter
I can go for some chicken.
the abandoned chicken hut.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not looking very classy. I've been in worse. But yeah, so the professor is kind of looking around a little bit more frantically now, checking the lights on his devices. The device has lights. There you go. That's one. It's got a little screen. It looks like an exploded Game Boy. There you go. And he starts walking around. He says, "If you could just stop us being destroyed for a little while, I will try to find a way out. Or you could help me try and find a way out. That would be useful." So what do you guys want to do while he's
All right.
searching the chicken
If he
hut?
needs a way out, I will shoot 4 rockets at the nearest wall.
Okay.
We knew this was coming the minute he got the rocket.
All right.
I'm not gonna not use a rocket launcher.
You got to give the people what they want.
I did say you completely know how to use the rocket launcher. You do know that firing it at the wall of the building you're inside is probably not going to end well for everyone.
How about me in particular?
Okay. I guess everybody roll me a dex check.
Those of us who've been in a party with Klaus for more than 15 minutes, we get advantage on that, right? Because we knew this shit was coming.
Klaus, do you tell anyone you're about to explode?
Well, do I get advantage though? Because I know.
You know what's going to happen.
18.
16.
18.
20.
Oh, everybody beat 15.
Not natural.
Yeah, you've been adventuring with Klaus long enough now. You know he's a dick. As soon as he got that rocket launcher, you were like, "Oh no, this is going to end horribly." So you dive over the counter.
We all saw him on shouldering it immediately. Just nope.
Yeah, you blow up the wall. It's not a very well-made place, man. You probably could have just kicked it down, but no. This whole place now just has a smoking sort of frame where the wall used to be, and now you see
welcome.
that the wave of red is close enough now that you can make it out, and it appears to be thousands upon thousands of chubby red wizards, just
Sorcerers.
sprinting towards you, just making like a kind of gibbering mass, like a bunch of weird sex chickens.
Are these like gnome sized or what?
Well, they're small because they're far away.
Ah.
That doesn't mean they're gnomes.
But that doesn't mean they're not gnomes.
Okay, roll me an intelligence check to see.
Can gnomes be far away?
Are they gnomes or are they far away?
No, there must be gnomes. Because that's a 3.
Okay, well, Fandango says, "Holy shit, gnomes." The rest of you could see, probably not gnomes, maybe just far away. But there's thousands upon thousands of them, and they look a little bit crazed. You can hear the rising cry of, "Oh my, oh my."
Look, those gnomes are just going to chew the shit out of our kneecaps, guys.
Professor Goosewaddle says, "Now, when I said look for a way out, I didn't mean explode something, but well done for taking some initiative, sir."
Yeah, there you go. Nice to be appreciated.
Okay, do you guys want to look around, or are you just waiting for the professor to do his thing?
I think I want to see how blown up Bjorg is and then probably heal him.
I appreciate that.
Because I'm guessing that you're pretty toasty now.
Yeah.
It was 16 points damage?
Yeah.
He's pretty okay.
Huh?
He's pretty alright.
He's used to it.
I'm a little hurt because of your fireball.
Oh, I thought you were just hurt because I hurt your feelings for taking you away from your...
That too.
Okay, well, one of those we don't have enough time, money, or therapy to handle. And the other one of those, I'll burn a cure wounds on Klaus again. And you can have back...
You're just rewarding him for blowing the place up.
Yeah, you can have 14 hit points back.
Thank you.
Out of solidarity from somebody who blew some shit up.
Fair. Gordon is going to do another imagination die check as he once more tries to summon his Applebee's.
Okay.
I'm really terrified to know what happens if I natural one again.
Your
12.
penis man grows a penis man.
Well, this might balance things out. Your sword arm doubles in size and is totally ripped. Just one arm. But,
Choke that pig.
so you could probably use that to carry your dick around, but you now add 5 to all physical damage rolls.
Oh, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was one of the
now
good
you
ones.
can unarmed strike and swing your giant dick more firmly.
I like to imagine that, like, between the arm and then the other guy, it does look balanced out, but just wrong.
Oh man, it's a shame you haven't got your computer. You could draw that, Bevan. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
That would enrich us all. Okay, while you're doing that, you notice kind of when you use your imagination powers, the stampede of chubby red wizards gets louder, and you know you're kind of, this is what's drawing attention to you. Every time you try and change something in the world seems to know. So, yeah, they're pretty close, but Professor says, come through here, and there's like a freezer room. So, and he says, yes, this is the nexus point for the next level of the subconscious. Please do gather around before we are beaten to death by pervert wizards. No, sir, I am a gnome. They are just far away.
It's like the north in here.
Will they get... So they're going to grow?
He just repeats exactly what he just said, but he's now talking to Bjorg and not you. Okay, so he dabs a few buttons on his exploded Game Boy. The good news is, I'm going to show everyone my chicken drawing anyway. You didn't search around the place, so you didn't disturb the haunted chickens. So you don't have to fight them. But, you know,
Oh no, did Klaus make the right call?
apparently, yeah.
Oh no.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time on that, so I'm showing you anyway. Okay, you close your eyes and the world kind of warps out. And when it warps back in, it's a familiar place. You all think that you've been here before. You've seen this village.
It's on fire. We need to go back down in the well.
Well, that is a good point, actually. Roll me perception. While you're kind of getting your bearings, Professor Goosewald says, oh, this will not do at all. This is nowhere near where we need to be.
Klaus rolls a 3.
19 for
13.
Gordon.
8. No, 6.
Now I have to ask myself, like, how well do your characters remember shit? Do they remember episode 1?
Yes.
I remember almost
Episode
dying
2.
in a goddamn well.
Okay, yeah.
I
This is
think Klaus
traumatic.
definitely remembers the well.
This is traumatic enough that you remember it pretty clearly. You've been here before. There's supposed to be a well in the middle of the courtyard, but there is not. And everything is very on fire to the point where it's starting to sort of singe your body hair, for those who have body hair.
I see they've Klaus-proofed to the village since we were here.
We'll see about that.
Feels like they might be missing that well about now, though.
Undeniably an unwise decision.
But Gordon, you do notice, I'm going to give you some credit for your intelligence, that you're actually paying attention there. Where there was a well, there is now a stone tablet with a plaque on it.
Gordon will approach the plaque, but as soon as he gets close, The extra helper bolts leans forward to sniff it out.
Okay. You're doing some kind of braille thing with your monstrous penis. Okay.
Gordon does not have any idea what's going on. He's not involved.
Okay, you see on the plaque a riddle.
My specialty.
Don't touch this with a dong. Oh no.
Well, that's the one we could never solve.
We would be doomed.
The riddle says, I shine like gold, but often go to waste. You might want to drink me, depending on your taste. Look, there's a theme, all right? I'm exploring a theme.
So Klaus, when the mimic was trying to eat you, I have one gimmick, right? And I did that. You have 3 gimmicks, and now it's time for you to perform number 1.
I'm going to go walk into the fire and die.
I have set you on fire far too many times for you to think that will kill you.
You're not wrong.
Do you need me?
I don't need some tablet to tell me what to do. I know how to put out a fire. Oops, that didn't work.
Okay, I assume you're just going to start pissing on the floor?
That is, well, on something that's on fire.
Well, that is one way to answer the riddle. Well done. The answer was piss, yeah. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you make the kind of mental connection, it's well, there's only one realistic way to put out a fire.
Yeah.
The world fills with a familiar and unpleasant smell. And you hear a roaring as if a waterfall was approaching. The good news is, the village won't be on fire for long. Bad news is, you're all about to drown in a tidal wave of piss.
Next level, next level, next level, next level.
No!
Yeah, the professor is very, very enthusiastically mashing at his device at the moment.
Button mash, button mash.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and have it kind of floating in front of my face to wipe piss away.
Excellent.
Windshield wiper.
Exactly.
I get the feeling that's kind of taking a...
It's what I got. I don't have a giant self-aware cock to drink the water for me.
Don't windshield wiper with that. I don't want to see it.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't look over a minute ago.
Fuck.
Right, roll perceptions. Except for you, Klaus, you're busy.
Oh.
18.
Ooh, that's good.
7.
23.
Bjorg, while desperately looking for a way not to drown in piss, you notice that the plaque is still there, but the riddle has changed. It now reads, you can see me, but I have no weight. I get a little bigger with everything you take. This one isn't horrible. It could be horrible.
Is it his giant sentient dick?
That certainly has weight.
The universe answers you with silence.
Personally, I think it's a hole.
Oh, well, thank God for Gordon's penis.
Entry number 2017 on shit we never thought anyone would say and wish they hadn't.
As Gordon's penis says hole, immediately a well rises up where it should be.
All right, Klaus, get in.
Hole.
Professor Goosewaddle said, yes, this is definitely the nexus point. Come on, no time to waste. I don't want to die in piss, please.
Maybe
Not
you
like this,
shouldn't
not
have
like
brought
this.
Klaus.
Put out the fire.
Get in the well.
You can stay and fight the fire if you want, hero man, or you can go into the well.
You're going to drown.
I'm going to the well. Yeah, I'll be the first one in. This is my home.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Okay, bloop, bloop, bloop. Down the well you go. Reality seems to shift again. And when it shifts back, you're not entirely sure where you are.
Oh,
It's some kind of workshop. There's lots of kind of aluminium cans around, some tools you don't really know. There's like a glowing tablet on a table that seems to be playing the adventures of some kind of revolutionary schoolgirl, but
I don't like this place.
Feels like home.
the strangest thing is there's a red curtain at the back that doesn't appear to be long there, and it's twitching kind of rhythmically.
Don't open that.
You know, I
would you
never
like
let
to
go of
do?
that mage hand.
Or open that.
Yeah, I'll use mage hand to pull the curtain aside
As-
from 30 feet away.
As soon as your spectral hand begins to make the journey across the garage, a flash of green light appears. And a head looks down at you. You recognize it. It looks familiar. You may have seen this guy face down in a puddle of beer and piss in an Applebee's. The head looks down at you and says, "Pay no attention to the man jerking off behind the curtain."
Mage hand stops.
Believe me, I'm not.
And the head
I
says,
can't look away.
I have beheld the face of God.
The head says, "Can't a guy just pass out at an Applebee's without being bothered anymore? What are you fucking doing to my subconscious?"
I'm looking for the exit and cash.
I'm trying to figure out how to bring my buddy here with me.
What is that, a pig? Oh my god, no.
Yep.
I'm going to roll an imagination die. If ever there was a time.
Take it away.
6.
All right, let me consult my chart. 6 isn't good, I can tell you that.
I think that's going to depend entirely on your definitions.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of use out of my natural wall.
You haven't... I had no idea that would go on to be such an advantage. You've really spun that one around, Joe. Thought you're just going to be...
That's how you can tell it's his first time DMing.
Yeah.
He had no idea that what he thought was going to be a big deal. The players were like, "Oh, fuck that noise. I'm going over here and taking a shit in the corner."
Okay, 6. You haven't changed, but suddenly you're dressed in some kind of female school uniform. Like some kind of revolutionary schoolgirl. Very short shorts and big shoulder pads. You lose 2 AC, but you do gain advantage in charisma check.
Well, hello.
I thought I couldn't get sexier.
I'm personally very happy to see that you were wrong.
The head looks down at you and says, "This is the weirdest jerk-off dream I've ever had." Like top 3, maybe.
Well, we're just getting started, babe.
Okay,
I want to go home.
the professor looks up from his device and he says, "Whatever we're looking for is definitely behind that curtain."
Okay.
The head takes some kind of stick in its mouth and exhales a cloud of vapor at you. It doesn't do anything. It is quite rude.
I'll use mage hand to pull the curtain aside.
Okay, as you do, it reveals a figure who is indeed jerking off. They have kind of glassy look in their eye, like maybe this is all they do and all they're supposed to do. And Klaus, you recognize the figure because it's you. And the professor walks up to it and goes, "Yes, this is the core of the subconscious." And he kind of sort of skirts away from the jerking hand and all the business we don't, but he manages to kind of reach up and whisper something in the Klaus's ear.
Which Klaus?
The real Klaus. Or, maybe not the real Klaus. The Klaus that's jerking off. Now, that doesn't narrow it down either, does it? No.
The one who was already behind the curtain.
The Klaus behind the curtain. He whispers something. You don't hear what it is. But after he does, he claps his hands together and says, "Well, fellas, time to go." He hits a button, and you are back at the tavern.
You were my best friend.
Gordon, yes, your penis is now tragically normal.
No, what's tragic is that he still has that gaping hole in his pants. And we can all see his crushing disappointment.
Gordon now has a new goal in life, to bring back his buddy.
Klaus, you're addressed as you were. Each of you have a hole in your heart from the fantastical times you have. You no longer have a rocket launcher. You no longer have like a 4-foot penis. It's all very sad, but you're back in the real world. And Professor Goosewaddle says, well, thank you, everybody. And you look over at the unconscious man, and he kind of starts awake, and it just kind of staggers off home. And he said, there we go. Target acquired. Well done, gentlemen. Any questions?
Did I at least get to catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror?
No, you never saw the true wonder of your outfit.
What about
Can
my
we roll
package?
to see if we were able to hear what he whispered?
No, because that's in the past now. And I'm not going back there. This is dream travel, not time travel. That will be the next game.
I feel like I've learned things that I wish I didn't learn.
I
Well,
feel somehow closer to Gordon. I feel like we've had a bonding experience there, buddy.
I already miss him.
that was heartwarming, but it wasn't. It was not supposed to be. Yeah, the professor says, well done, gentlemen. As you may have guessed, reality, it seems, are all kind of planes of inspiration, some more robust than others, and that fella might not look like it, but he's sort of my god. So, the world I exist in is rich but rather fragile. So by gaining an audience with what is probably my creator, I was able to, let's say, just ensure that the next time he thinks of me kindly. In short, gentlemen, I may have just secured my immortality. Now, what you do with the rest of your evening is up to you.
Well, first I gotta get paid, bitch.
He clunks down the gold and he says, oh, enjoy it. It's just as real as you are. And with that, he fades away. And that is the end of our adventure for today.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and dragons!